Welcome to another season of Trekzone Plays. Matt Miller with you at Trekzone HQ. Looking forward to this one. I had hoped to do Dark Forces from Star Wars, but unfortunately couldn't get the game to run. So anyway, after last season of continuing with Star Trek the 25th anniversary, thought I'd play the follow-up game, Judgment Rites. It's the continuation of the point-and-click adventure from Captain Kirk and the crew of the USS Enterprise. I really love this one as well. Let's dive straight into it.
Retro games with no commentary. This is Trekzone Plays.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its mission, to explore strange new worlds, to discover new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Captain's log, stardate 6223.8. We are en route to the glorious Pebble Scientific Academy, where we...
Enterprise, this is Captain Luke Rayner of the USS Alexander. We have returned from the future. In 8 days, the United Federation of Planets will be completely destroyed. A new...
My God. Captain's log supplemental. We have tracked the Alexander's course to Espoir Station, a scientific research facility in the Omega Maelstrom sector. We are about to set course for that system, hoping to discover the subject of its last ominous message.
Captain, 2 Elasi frigates are decloaking.
In addition to its cloaking capabilities, the lead ship is mounted with 3 forward-firing photon torpedo bays.
We are being hailed.
On screen.
This is Captain Bevander Zane of the Elasi frigate interdiction. You are no match for our new Storm-class frigates. We demand your immediate surrender.
Forget it. Give us 5 minutes to decide. No matter how good your ships are, they're still being captained by lice-ridden Elasi hypocrites. I would lose all self-respect surrendering to a person like you. Forget it. Give us 5 minutes to decide.
5 minutes for what? What kind of a fool do you take me for? Goodbye, Enterprise.
Raising shields. Arming weapons. Target analysis on.
Shields repaired, Captain.
Captain, they are fleeing.
Captain's log. We have engaged in a battle against the Alasi. I cannot help but wonder if there is a connection between them and the message that we have received from the Alexander.
Captain, you don't seriously expect us to believe that the Alasi could threaten the Federation?
Those Cossacks couldn't threaten my grandmother.
It does seem inconsistent with what we know.
I'm still suspicious, Mr. Spock. Just call it human intuition.
Captain, I'm receiving a message from the station manager.
On screen.
Captain, I'm James Monroe, commander of Espoir Station. We witnessed your battle against the Alasi. They've bothered us a lot in the last few weeks. We're very grateful.
Do you mind if we come down and take a look at your station? Really? Then why haven't you filed reports with Starfleet? We've heard disturbing reports about your activities. We've come to take a look at your research. Do you mind if we come down and take a look at your station?
Espoir Station would be glad to greet a starship as famous as the Enterprise. We'll send coordinates and you may transport aboard at your convenience.
Captain, the shields are up. Lowering shields, Captain.
Disarming weapons.
Greetings, Dr. Monroe. I'm Captain Kirk.
Yes, it's been made clear who you are, Captain Kirk. Espoir Station is glad to meet you. In fact, we have something interesting to show you.
That may be why we're here. What the?
The modified tractor overload beam can be quite lethal, Captain. I suggest you surrender immediately or we will crack your ship like an egg.
Why are you doing this? You won't get away with this. How can a loyal Federation scientist do a thing like this? Why are you doing this? You won't get away with this.
Unfortunately for you, Kirk, I will get away with this.
Riddell.
Jim, isn't he that maniac who wanted revenge on you? And
I am the one who headed the Verdane program to build our improved versions of your starships. And despite the setback caused by your interference, I survived.
I thought you were killed when your pathetic imitation of the Enterprise was destroyed.
Fortunately, a Cloak Delasi frigate transported me before my bridge was destroyed. Fortunate for one of us, that is.
You intend to destroy the entire Federation? Is that the only thing you ever think of, Burdell? Revenge? Of course, Burdell, even surrounded by your goons. You're still too much of a coward to face me in person. You intend to destroy the entire... Of course, Burdell.
Guards, put them in the brig and let them rot.
Welcome to Espoir, Captain Kirk. I've been asked to make certain your stay is uncomfortable. What did you do to Dr. Burdell anyway?
11 years ago, as lieutenant on the Farragut, I exposed his scheme to overthrow the Verdane Council. They dismissed him from their science council in disgrace. He's vowed revenge ever since.
That explains it. Never get involved in politics or get on the good doctor's bad side.
It doesn't sound like you care that much for Burdell.
Well, he's never been interested in winning popularity contests. By the way, the name's Shem. Manau Shem. What's on your mind, Captain?
Dr. McCoy, he's very sick. You wouldn't happen to be related to Vakata Shim by any chance? Do you realize that you're working for a madman? When do we eat around here? Dr. McCoy, he's very sick. You wouldn't happen to be related to Vakata Shim by any chance?
Yes. He was my father.
How's he doing?
He's dead. He tried to betray the Verdane Starship program to the Federation and was executed 9 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that. I knew him when I was on Verdane. He was a good man.
Obviously, someone felt differently. Since then, Dr. Burdell took me under his wing. I proved more able as a security officer than as a scientist.
Then you should know that Burdell is insane. Why don't you try coming inside for a moment? Let's see how tough a security officer you are. And what do you think of your father's death? Then you should know. And what do you think of your father's death?
How do you think I felt?
I called him my friend. He had the courage of his beliefs. It must have been difficult having people constantly saying that you are a traitor's son. How many times did Burdell say that to you? help us avenge his death. 10 years ago, he helped me expose him to the Bardane Council. He died because he was Bredel's enemy, not because he was a traitor. If I can expose Bredel's plans, then your father's name will be clear. I called him my help us avenge his...
I have a duty, Captain. A responsibility to guard this station and its crew. If I do as you ask, I betray the man who killed my father, and also betray a lot of friends in station security who did nothing to him.
It's a difficult choice. Questions of morality are always difficult. Your friends are alive. Your father has no one except you. And how does Burdell treat your friends? And how does Burdell treat your friends?
You have a point. I suppose I can let you go. I'll turn off the force field. Your weapons, communicators, and tricorders are stored in the lockers in this room. I'll try to convince security to turn against Burdell.
You remind me a lot of your father, Manao Ashim.
Unfortunately, after this, I will remind everyone about my father. I've opened the lockers. Try not to kill anybody. Some of these people are my friends, although I suppose I may as well start using the past tense. I'll follow after you've used the turbo lift.
Phasers taken. Tricorders and medkit taken. Communicators taken. A passcard reader. This device opens the lockers when the appropriate passcard is inserted. Manao Shem. Dr. McCoy looks at the cell in disgust. Mr. Spock considers a logical solution to their problem. James Kirk is relieved not to be in the cell, but realizes the odds are very much against him.
There they are! Get them! Fire!
I hate when they do that.
Spock appears to be in deep thought. McCoy has decided this is not a spot that he'll visit on his next vacation. The floor is marked with a tricolor grid.
You're too late. I've set the computer on a continuous auto-diagnostic. You'll never be able to get it online.
I don't believe in the word never.
A three-dimensional chess set. The central processor of the main computer. The memory unit of the station's main computer.
Oh, that's even worse than the damn transporter. Vulcan male in excellent physical condition. Captain, the computer is locked into an infinite loop. It will continue playing the game until it defeats itself. I can interrupt the moves and input my own.
Try rook to queen's level 3. That will threaten its bishop. Try knight to king level 1. That will shore up our defenses. Try queen to queen's level 2. Let's sacrifice our queen to take that knight. Try rook to queen's level 3. That will threaten its bishop.
An excellent move.
Now let's push a pawn on king's level. That will force it into a more stable position. Now move your other rook to support it on queen's level. We should be able to threaten the Queen or the Bishop. Let's try something a little dangerous. Rook to King's level 2. Now let's push. Now move your other rook to support it on Queen's level.
It seemed to be expecting something else, Captain. Its queen is vulnerable.
Let's not be too hasty. Advancing the bishop to support the rook will give us a solid advantage on the board. Let's confuse it with a sacrifice. It might be interesting to trade queens. Let's take the queen and see if it resigns. Let's not be too hasty. Advancing the bishop to support the rook will give us a solid advantage on the board.
A superb game, Captain. You have mated it. The diagnostic cycle has ended.
Excellent, Spock. Can you access the computer?
The main memory unit will not accept my attempts to access. I will need to find a more friendly interface with enough memory to hold the information. Captain, I need to find something to interface with the computer and store the files that are dumped into it. We may be able to use the tricorders. Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. Captain, I am connecting the science tricorder to the central computer. We can use it to tap into the computer now that the diagnostic cycle is finished. We might use Dr. McCoy's tricorder as well. Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. Nothing. Captain, I am connecting the medical tricorder to the central computer. Success, Captain. I have access to Burdell's Project Big Bang files and to the access code for his personal quarters.
Pacers on stun.
Captain, are you certain that is where you wish to aim the phaser? Captain, are you certain that is where you wish to aim the phaser?
Don't you realize that your actions can only result in your deaths?
Do you honestly believe Burdell intends to let any of us live? It's better to die than to stand still when madmen plan mass murder. You're a real piece of work, Monroe, to allow him to get away with it. Or maybe you're just a coward. The Klingons say that when one expects to die, one can achieve anything. Are you prepared to die too, Monroe? Do you honestly believe Burdell intends to let any of us live?
Dr. Burdell's discovery promises to use this proto-event to provide planets with limitless supplies of energy.
His discovery is a new weapon that promises to destroy planets on a scale previously undreamed of.
Oh, that's even worse than the damn transporter. Hold still. That should help. And try to calm down. We're the good guys.
I am disabling their communications network. We will now have a clear channel to the Enterprise. I am disabling their weapons control. I do not detect access to anything around the proto-event. I do not see the logic in that act. I am disabling their backups. It includes several systems that are not controlled from this station.
Surrender or die.
Surrender, or we'll phaser the airlock and we'll all go flying out together. Can I have 5 minutes to think about it? We surrender. Surrender, or we'll phase. We surrender.
Let's get their weapons.
Seven with one blow. An exaggeration, Doctor.
Come on, you two.
An unconscious Vardane guard. An unconscious Vardane guard.
Spock, open the outer door. Spock, sabotage the system. Spock, open the outer door. Spock, sabotage the...
The controls are no longer functioning, Captain.
Spock, remove the atmosphere. Spock, sabotage the system.
The controls are no longer functioning, Captain.
A large potted plant is hanging from the wall.
Somebody has a green thumb here.
You mean to tell me there are Vardane who are interested in something other than eugenics or military conquest?
Bakadashim was proof of that. Unfortunately, it cost him much.
Oh.
A bed. A comfortable pseudo-leather chair. This appears to be a synthesis between a computer and a musical instrument.
A Kikilian. How rare.
What is it?
It has many uses, Bones, but it's most commonly used as a mood inducer. It emits subsonic vibrations at a wavelength that stimulates the emotional centers of the human brain.
Maybe we could use it on the Vardane.
The effects of a Kikilian are not significant enough to radically change emotional states. If it had such abilities, logic would suggest it would have wide use as a narcotic.
Well, that's one great plan that's gone down in flames.
A selection of bound technical printouts. One of the technicians really loves his work. An external monitor used by central control to send messages to this room. The floor. An atmospheric purifier. It is capable of removing contaminants from large quantities of air or water in less than a second. It carries the brand of the Save-A-Ship Manufacturing Corporation.
Now, why would you need an atmosphere purifier on a space station? The filters should be built into the life support system.
I suspect it could help someone with extreme allergies.
The filter is bulky but portable.
Rather cramped living quarters, only a small step up from Klingon ships.
No wonder the Klingons have such a bad temper.
We'd better be quiet. There's a gentleman on the bed who might quarrel with us if we wake him up.
Practice dummies for martial arts. A Vardane guard, currently asleep.
And I thought that our quarters in the Enterprise were cramped.
I wonder if there's anything here we can use.
I had forgotten how Spartan the Vardane could be.
An excellent analogy, Captain. The Vardane consider art to be an activity of limited utility at best, and subversive at worst.
Well, you know art can be pretty damn strange, and it's human nature to fear what you don't understand. Vardane nature too, I guess. No wonder he's not on duty. He's suffering from cerviax toxemia. He must have spent some time on Rigel 8.
Think he'll get up?
He's under heavy medication, Jim, but with Verdane physiology, you can never tell. He looks sick, Jim. This will keep him unconscious. I can't cure him with a med kit. His infection is not easily treatable.
The dummies are not easy to carry, but you manage.
The door is locked, Jim. Jim, what's that smell?
Wanaka gas, a knockout gas with an extremely long effect.
We have mere seconds to neutralize it or get out of here. The air is being purified almost immediately. Ah, good old starbase filtered air. So dry it makes me want to drink a glass of water every 5 minutes.
I'm sure we can transport you into water if you really want some.
Damn transporters. If man were meant to fly around the universe, God would have allowed him to disassemble his own molecules.
We are ready to transport the dummies, Captain. That should prove an adequate distraction for us to get into security.
At least we have a chance now.
Captain, all areas of the ship except Burdell's quarters are accessible by transport. We have access without transport to all areas except security.
The dummies should provide a convincing decoy during transport and give us the edge we need. Set transport coordinates for security. Let's transport later. Set transport coordinates for security.
Damn it, I'm a doctor, not a target.
I give you credit, Earther. You show extraordinary guile. Well played, Captain.
I'm not playing games. I'm trying to prevent Burdell from destroying the Federation. What's your name, mister? You're not so bad yourself. What are you doing, lowering yourself by working for a lunatic like Burdell? I'm not playing games.
I trust you have evidence to back this claim.
If I presented evidence, would you help me stop him?
Is there any reason why I should?
Do you want to see 100 million people die? Do you want to see the survivors of the Federation destroy Vardane?
Not particularly. And Burdell has not treated us with the honor that the soldier class of Vardane demands. If this action threatens Vardane, our class code demands that we help you.
I'll try to provide that evidence.
I can't stop you right now. If you return here and present evidence of your claim, I will look at it. Until you can prove your claim, Kirk, my men will hunt you down like animals.
I have copies of Burdell's files taken from the main computer. I believe you will find them to be authentic and of extreme interest.
The date on these files and the security code is from before you boarded. It appears you are telling the truth. This action will have consequences that are not in the best interest of the Vardane. I have no choice but to help you.
I have lowered the force fields in the special project room. I have deactivated the communications tracking systems, Captain.
Jim, look out!
This is the control for the special weapon that is holding the Enterprise. The force field that prevented our access to the controls has been neutralized. Captain, I have deactivated the tractor beam. The Enterprise is now free.
A large machine. It looks like the center of an experiment. An empty cage. The central control for the special projects room. You have already deactivated its protective force field.
Well, it appears all of those misspent years playing chess have finally been put to good use, Mr. Spock. We can now enter Burdell's quarters.
Misspent years, Captain?
Definitely, Spock. You could have been spending time studying or playing baseball with family and friends.
Vulcans do not play baseball, Doctor. Nor do many humans in this century.
Let's go. I want to have a few words with my old friend, Dr. Burdell.
Save new game.
So, you managed to elude our security. I'll have their heads.
It's over, Burdell. Surrender peacefully, and we'll guarantee you a fair trial.
I will not submit to a trial by a tribunal of chattering apes. We are the Vardane. Lesser species have no right to judge us.
Your experiment is over, Burdell. Morality transcends the differences in species, Burdell. You don't honestly think you can defy the three of us, do you, Burdell? Your experiment is over, Burdell. Morality transcends the differences in species, Burdell.
Morality. It is an invention designed to make lesser people feel superior. The universe is full of moral people, and for the most part, they are dead wood. People who are preoccupied with morality never make history. You always did love to lecture, Kirk. You'll be the most self-righteous corpse in the galaxy.
A dartboard. A very good likeness of James T. Kirk is its chief decoration. A shape painting by one of the abstract artists of the Manalvagor Decimator School. Odd. You would expect Burdell's taste to be more classical and realistic. A Vardane phaser. Is Burdell's bed. Oddly enough, the furniture demonstrates a classical taste that you would not have expected from Burdell. This seems pointless. A vase of red Antarian roses. They have a pleasant aroma. The Journal of E.S. Burdell. You pick up Burdell's journal, and a bookmark falls out.
This is unusual, Captain. I would not have expected a man like Burdell to rely on a paper record.
Who knows, Spock?
The bookmark is intricately decorated, not too dissimilar from a computer circuit pattern. The offending dartboard is removed, revealing a set of controls.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. Captain, there's a number coded in base 64. The number is 2188. The control sequence can only be entered from a science tricorder. I recommend that I be the one to enter the code.
All right, Spock.
This would appear to be the control system for the proto-event weapon. It is already active and preparing to fire when the conditions in the phenomenon are correct, which would be at any moment. It is targeted on Sector 001.
Earth! That one-eyed monster plans to destroy Earth!
Affirmative, Doctor. I will need Burdell's codes to deactivate it. This would appear to be the control system for the proto-event
Earth!
Affirmative. I am inputting the code from the bookmark. 2188. I have activated the code circuit. The proto-event weapon is decloaking. I have also managed to deactivate the station's shields and have a clear communications channel to the Enterprise.
Broadcast the coordinates, Mr. Spock. Have the Enterprise destroy that weapon.
The coordinates have been sent.
Scotty, 3 to beam up. That has to be one of the most welcome explosions that anyone will ever see.
There is turmoil on the Vardane Council, Captain. The members who supported Burdell's anti-Federation policies have been forced to resign. I expect improved relations between the Federation and Vardane.
That's good to hear. Though history shows that suppressed movements like Brettle's have a habit of resurfacing at inconvenient moments.
And Burdell is now a Federation prisoner. I hope this will not prove to be a rallying point for those Vardane who hate the Federation.
I've received word that Mr. Shem's application to enter Starfleet Academy has been accepted. He should make a fine officer one day.
Captain, I'm receiving a message from the USS Alexander.
The Alexander?
Temporal paradoxes are most fascinating, aren't they, Mr. Spock?
Are you attempting to annoy me, Doctor?
On screen.
Luke Rayner here. I know we've never met.
Yes, of course.
We got your signal, and Starfleet has asked us to assist in cleaning up your operation.
It's good to have you with us. Better than you could possibly guess.
I don't understand, Captain.
It's a long story. Come aboard, and I'll tell it to you.
I reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. The top brass at Starfleet are impressed with the results of your recent performance. Outstanding work, Jim. Keep up the good work. Kane out.